call is being recorded. The reason why I was upset, you know what I'm saying, with Spoety and Munchie quitting is because in this scenario, they let the snakeskin man win. They let the snakeskin guy win, man. They definitely wasn't supposed to let the Komodo dragon win. They let the snakeskin Komodo dragon win because this is what he does, an agent of chaos. He created this chaos and he wanted both of those guys out this spot. And he got them guys out the spot. And that's the only thing I hate about this situation is they let the snakeskin man pull the play and it worked in his favor because he hates that he can't go to No Jumper on Tuesdays or can't be in that building on certain days. With these guys removed, now, you know what I'm saying, he got, I guess, his minions or whoever he wanted there. And this is what I was kind of telling Adam. If y'all remember when I called in, I told Adam to watch out for the snakeskin man. He's a snake now.
Yeah, so it looked like Jefe got a lot to say about Wack. Wack could be running plays at No Jumper. Maybe he wants to get all the people out that he got issues with and bring his people in. Adam might be afraid of Wack100. Jefe goes off on Wack100 and speaks on Munchie B and Spoety Face leaving No Jumper. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
What's going on, man? Y'all know what's been going on this internet, man. Man took my face, man, and made a lot of stuff viral, man. It just seems like since I came down, man, it seems like a lot of stuff been falling out of place, man. It seems like the devil definitely been working, man. The devil definitely been working. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this call is being recorded. That Munchie B and Spoety Face quit No Jumper. First and foremost, I was hearing Spoety Face quit No Jumper, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I heard Spoety Face had quit No Jumper, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, man, what my boy quit No Jumper for, man? You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to quit No Jumper, but obviously, it's like some inside stuff going on that, obviously I ain't picked up on or I don't know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all seen the other day, I called in to the No Jumper Tuesday show. So, I guess before I called in to the No Jumper Tuesday show, Spoety Face, had a little situation, up there. So, it all played out on camera and stuff like that, I was just told about it, I wasn't in the room to see it for myself or anything like that, nor have I had anybody play it for me. But, however, it's a back and forth going on, and they say that back and forth led to Spoety Face, you know what I'm saying, going outside for a fade. Did the fade take place? Did the fade not take place? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. I didn't even ask if the fade, took place, but, based on what I was hearing, was exchanged and being said, I ain't never been the type to be messy, but, it definitely, should have been one established. Now,
Hey, shout out to young Jefe, grinding, in jail, locked up, and still putting out content. He got a great YouTube channel, building up with the views. He left off great as far as content, so it's good to see him still putting out videos. Keep that YouTube going. But as far as the Spoety Face and J Hood, Spoety already said it wasn't a fight, it was a back and forth. But you got Wack, he was saying it looked like it was a fight. So a lot of conflicting reports, but I don't blame Spoety for leaving No Jumper and Munchie B. Things are getting out of control.
I get the news, I guess after that. But hold on, before I even got the news, right? So that situation happened, then I called in. I called in. My call in was not no play at all, you feel me? Although a lot of people were telling me, like, man, yo, call in, we needed it, and it was right on clue. You know what I'm saying? So, I already had it in my mind to call in. I had been, think that was like the second show without me, you know what I'm saying, since my incarceration. But, I was trying to get in contact with Spoety Face, you know what I'm saying, over that weekend, and let Spoety Face know that I was going to call in or whatnot, but Spoety Face was not answering the number I had on him. So, however, I haven't had a chance to holler at Munchie B yet. So, when I did holler at Munchie B, I called in to my people like, hey, Munchie B, been trying to holler. So, I'm like, oh yeah, let me make my rounds, let me get at Munchie. I ain't got at Munchie yet, me and Spoety had got the converse, and rap because I had heard that Spoety Face had put a GoFundMe out there for me, that GoFundMe, he did, Spoety Face, acted in good faith, acted, as a comrade, and just like letting me know, you feel me, man, I ain't have much, but, what I could do is raise some money for you, you know what I'm saying, so that definitely was a good look, a good spirit, or whatever the case may be. Anybody, y'all can hit that GoFundMe if you want to. You don't have to. I don't need anything. But, if you do want to contribute and show some love to the Jefe, Spoety Face, got the GoFundMe up for Jefe, Now, with that being said, I had to tap in with him. So,
yeah, I wonder if Adam22 is going to contribute to that GoFundMe or, send some money and Jefe's way through family. It would be cool, but he's not obligated to. Or even Wack100, Wacky Talking Stuff, but, he is a street dude. He's been locked up before. Who knows? Maybe Wack may contribute to the GoFundMe. I know a lot of people raising money. Good for Jefe. He may not need it, but it's good to have some money rolling in, especially while you're fighting this case. He gonna need a lot of money to even beat the case or lessen his time.
like I said, I tapped in with Munchie, and me and Munchie got to rapping, and I was just filling out and asking him, what was going on versus, what I've been hearing on this internet space. So, he kind of filled me in, and I just told him, like, hey, man, I'm going to call in to No Jumper on Tuesday. Make sure you be on the lookout for the call, because, I just want to address some things, you feel me? Like, people got my name in their mouth, and I'm hearing people saying things that's, untrue. And so I just wanted to set the record straight, about my name, when it comes to the filth, and, people.
This call is being recorded.
And, I got a lot of rounds to make about people speaking about what's true and, what's not. We even got all type of dudes, Stuart Little, Trap Lord Ross, definitely, on him next. He's doing whole hour documentaries, putting pictures of me in there. It's like, hey, this dude's crazy. Like, I don't know why that man is stay across the pond where he's from anyway. It's just, I guess, had his way of my business, like he know what's going on, or his documentary, is accurate, Now, however, I called in or whatever, and y'all know it was a show, people gonna put on for the cameras or whatever the case may be. It is what it is, I've never been that type. I've never been the type to let no camera sway me. I've never been the type to been pressured up, or none of that. We calm in the storm. We calm in the storm. I don't have to.
Yep, Trap Lore, he put out that little documentary on Jefe. I think it was about 30 minutes talking about, I guess, his trial and the history of Jefe. So you already knew that was coming. That's what Trap does. He puts out great content, but he gonna put out that little police content, especially when you're currently fighting a case. May not be the best look. Probably would have been cool if he dropped it later on, since he is cool with No Jumper and the people there, but content is content. Bills got to be paid, and if you get into some BS, expect a lot of people to talk about it. And he did kind of mention J Hood as well without saying his name when he called in, the back and forth they had. So at the end of the day, Ant, you got to be worrying about other things right now. Of course, address what you can address, but don't get too comfortable on those jail phones. Everything is being recorded.
Ball my face up and talk hard and none of that. We just gonna keep it regular, And I guarantee in the end, I will have the last laugh. Guarantee. Now, back to my boys, man. They both quit No Jumper. It's the end of an era. It's a lot going on, you feel me? And the reason why I was upset, with Spoety and Munchie quitting is because in this scenario, they let the snakeskin man win. They let the snakeskin guy win, man. They definitely wasn't supposed to let the Komodo dragon win. They let the snakeskin Komodo dragon win because this is what he does, an agent of chaos. He created this chaos and he wanted both of those guys out this spot. And he got them guys out the spot. And that's the only thing I hate about this situation is they let the snakeskin man pull the play and it worked in his favor because he hates that he can't go to No Jumper on Tuesdays or can't be in that building on certain days. With these guys removed, now, he got, I guess, his minions or whoever he wanted there. And this is what I was kind of telling Adam. If y'all remember when I called in, I told Adam to watch out for the snakeskin man. He's a snake. Now, what I've never spoke on or never said, and one thing about it, y'all know Jefe ain't gonna keep it 100. I ain't gonna do no lying. The snakeskin man, he's gonna be detrimental to No Jumper. He's gonna be probably the death of something around here because of the games he played. Now, this guy used to text and try to call me a lot, and I I can remember a lot of conversations with this guy telling me that I don't need no jumper, I don't need the white man, I don't need Adam22. While I'm going up there on Wednesdays, I'm doing too much, no jumper. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, Adam was like a slave owner, you see what I'm doing, see, I'm in business with him and doing this. It's the only reason why I go there and do the Adam and Wax show and stuff like that. But he's then trying to take Adam co-host. You know what I'm saying? He replaced Adam co-host with straight bootlegs. Now, I've been hearing that this guy's trying to place me, trying to get whoever this bumpy guy is, this fake Skyline Pyro guy. I've been hearing he's trying to get him in the non-jumper building, man. But Adam22, that is a bad look, man. Do not do it, you know what I'm saying? He got one guy in the building for you. I think anybody else, if you want to pick any gang members, Adam, you should pick them yourself and not let the snake skin man do what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, so it looked like NFA got a lot to say about Wack. Wack could be running plays at No Jumper. Maybe he wants to get all the people out that he got issues with and bring his people in. That's what you got to do when you gain that power. I know Adam22 kind of passed the baton to Wack, but you got to be mindful. Not saying that Wack is going to destroy No Jumper, but you see what's going on before Wack got there and during the Wack era. So if you're Adam22, I get it. You kind of want to just, let Wack deal with the street stuff, but you may have to oversee it as well. Kind of step in and be like, nah, I don't think this is a good look, and stand on business. Adam might be afraid of Wack100.
Detrimental to what you got going on, and he really don't care, you know what I'm saying? And the only reason why he allows you to play and allows you to disrespect is because he needs you. If he didn't need you, he would have been trashed you and threw you out the way. But he needs you, so to a degree, he has to lick bonds, you know what I'm saying? And kiss BALLS, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I really look into things, I see why Spoety Face quit, you know what I'm saying? I see why he quit, and I don't think he quit because he was scared of anything like that. It all comes down to, you know what I'm saying, a peace of mind, and it all comes down to situations that can have you jailed or possibly get somebody hurt. Because, real man, we not trying to do anything for no camera. We not trying to do nothing for no audience or anything like that. And, Spoety, you know what I'm saying, he's a guy of faith, you know what I'm saying, or everything. So, a lot of people probably are looking like, oh, man, he shouldn't have did that because of this and because of that. But it's just like, man, you're going to be placed in a situation where somebody get hurt and it can result to somebody being in jail. Man, there ain't nobody trying to be in jail over no goofy incidents, going on up in the building, you know what I'm saying? And just, I know at times, Adam feel like it's content over everything, but, you got to protect, man, the assets, man. You feel me? You got to protect the righteous, man. Like, if you don't protect the righteous, you left with all the wickedness and, and the clown behavior and, the fake, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess Spoety was just like, wasn't nobody stepping on business in that building or whatever, how he felt. So he was like, he had to make his dash. Now,
yeah, again, I don't blame Spoety for leaving. If you're trying to go to a 9-to-5, but all of a sudden you got to deal with gang and street politics, that's where things get out of hand. And especially where Spoety Face is at now, faith-wise, being an activist, it made sense for him to go. And then with Munchie B, you really don't got too many people that's on your side as far as the street. So it really don't make no sense for him to be there as well, just in my opinion. Maybe there's more to the story, but I get what Ann is saying. Like, No Jumper, it was cool from afar, but once you're a part of that ecosystem and you're a street dude, you got to look over your shoulder constantly. No one should have to go to work and be like, damn, am I going to make it back home today? What type of beef am I going to get into? Am I going to get locked up? Let me make sure I got some bail money put aside, some lawyer money, just in case I catch a case at No Jumper. Adam22, be humble, take heed to this information, and make some major changes at No Jumper. You may need to hire 100 flacos just to make sure your building is safe at all times.
I ain't got to holler at him yet. I'ma call in on to both of you.
This call is being recorded.
And see what's on their mind. Now, Munchie B, I guess Munchie B was probably already feeling the same way as well and decided to follow suit because probably what was put out there, laid out there. Now, I heard this whole fiasco that happened in No Jumper, between Spoety Face and others was a whole play. Heard B Braves, from Devil A's tapped in and was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was a play. I talked to dude, the play was for him to go in there and start something with Munchie B. Start something with Munchie B and then slap him. But it didn't go like that, or either when he got in there, he got cold feet, so he just like, hey, I'm gonna try to mash the gas on Spoety Face. So I guess, B Braze didn't like the situation that happened between Spoety Face and him. He obviously wanted him to stand on business and slap Munchie B, as he said, but that didn't happen. So, B Braze out of the situation. So I guess with that, Munchie probably was like, whoa, like, man, hold on, let me get out the way, because again, man, the streets, man, look, it's fake. It's a lot of buffoonery, going on. And like I said, that you will be caught in the wrong situation that could possibly lead you to jail, because you have to act in defense, with people.
Damn, so they running plays like that at No Jumper? I get trolling and skits, but if you talking about someone slapping someone that's gang affiliated, I don't care if Munchie B is blind. I'm sure you got a lot of people out there in the streets that love him. Now all of a sudden, No Jumper is really like a op territory. It's really on some gang war stuff. So Adam, again, hear this information. I get it. You'll make some content. You'll play it back. You'll react to it. That's what you got to do as a content creator. But as a businessman, you got to understand what's really going on at No Jumper. I'm sure he knows what it is, but he's not acting on it. You need to pick up your feet and really understand what's going on at No Jumper, your place of business. You don't want that stuff going on. It's been lingering on for a while now, but a lot of your guests and a lot of the people that work with you, they're starting to speak out. They got their own content. So you can't really hide it in the background. You got real street dudes saying that this ain't a good workplace, a good work environment. First, Spoety spoke on it. Munchie B, he brought it up. And now Jefe is bringing it on home. No Jumper needs to change ASAP. It's getting out of control.